stitches crocheted with multiples of 2. So your chain needs to end in an even number so you'll have enough space to put the stitch in. So for this sample, I'll be using 20 chains. All right, let's get started with, you're going to skip the first 5 chains from the hook. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. In that 5th chain from the hook, you're going to put in 1 double crochet. Once you have that 1 double crochet in, you're going to yarn over once, and you want to go into this first chain, skip chain here, you can see it, with that hook, and pull up another piece of yarn. Yarn over again and do the same thing into that same stitch. That's 2. You're going to repeat that 3, and I think I'm going to stop with 4 for this yarn. It's pretty thick. Okay. Now you're going to yarn over one more time and pull this one through all of the loops that you have on your hook, and then chain 1. All right. We're going to skip the next chain and go into the next one. After you skip one, go into that second one with another double crochet. And we're going to repeat that, what we just did. In this skip chain, which is in between the 2, which is here, put your hook in. You've already yarned over, put your hook in, pull the yarn up and through, yarn over again, and go back into that same stitch. You can see it better now because you've already been inside of it once. Go back into that same stitch, yarn over again, same stitch, repeating that 4 times. That's my 3rd time. One more time for the 4th, and then pull the yarn through. Chain 1, creating your puff stitch. So we're going to repeat that to the end. Skip this next chain, go into the one next to it with a double crochet, yarn over, go into that chain that you skipped. It won't be so difficult once you get off the foundation row. Once you get into that, once you get it in that first time, it's a little bit easier to go back into that stitch. 2, that's 3, that's, this is going to be the 4th one. Pulling it through, chain 1. That's repeated along this first row until you finish it. Skip one, do one more with you. Double crochet into the next stitch, yarn over, go into that chain that you missed, that you skipped, pull up a yarn, yarn over again, go back into that stitch, pulling the yarn back up. That's 2. That one is a little sloppy. We're going to take our yarn out and redo that one because I lost the chain. Don't be afraid to move your yarn around to get it situated so you can go inside of the stitch that you need to go inside of. That's 1. Two. It's 3. We got one more to go. This yarn is a little thicker than I anticipated. Pulling it through. I think we got a blunder there. There we go. Okay. Repeat that process until you reach the end of the row. Double crochet in the last stitch to complete this row. All right, so we're going to chain 3, turn my work, and from here I'm going to skip this first chain 1 space, and in this next chain 1 space I'm going to work a double crochet. Now I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to work my puff stitch into that first chain 1 stitch that we missed. I'm going to yarn over, reach back into that first space, pulling up and going into that space 4 times, keeping my yarn pulled up. That's 2, 3, 4, creating my yarn, pulling my yarn through and chaining 1. We're going to repeat that again. You're going to skip the next puff space, and in this space you're going to yarn over and work a double crochet. When you get that completed, yarn over and then go back into that puff stitch that you just skipped to work the puff. 1, go back in, yarn over, 2, yarn over, pull up a loop, 3, you did that 4 times, yarn over, pulling this loop through all of the loops, chain 1. Repeat it again. Skip this puff stitch and the double crochet in between the next 2, yarn over, and then in that skip space you just skipped it, we're going to start the puff. 1, that's 2, 3, 4, yarn over, pull that loop through all the loops, chain 1. Continue this process, this pattern until you get to the last. I've got to the end. We're going to skip this space, and in this space we're going to work our double crochet, of course, and here go back in and do our puff. 1, 2, caught something that time, heard it, 2, 3, 4, chain 1, and then our final chain spot, we're going to work in the very top of that chain our final double crochet for this row, completing this second row. You're just repeating the process. You're going to skip this one, go into the next one with a half double crochet, then begin to work your puff stitch in that spot that you just skipped. Creating a braided effect. You just continue this pattern across until you have enough rows. You can change colors as often as you like. So it's really up to you. You can make the blanket or whatever you're making as large as you like. It's, you know, everything is really up to taste. I appreciate you watching the video. Please remember to like and subscribe. Please subscribe. As always, live, love, and crochet. Happy crocheting. Thanks for watching and bye.